Everyone. My name's Chad Stackowitz, and you've heard me talking a lot about AI recently. I obviously am the founder of Cloverhound, and we develop software for a living. I'm also in a PhD program in AI and machine learning. And one of the things I'm starting to see, especially using some AI tools myself, is maybe people don't understand how fast things are happening. And so what I'm going to do today, a totally new format. I've never done any video before, really never done any of these long form screencasts. I'm going to teach you guys a couple tools to use and create a small app about something that I don't know a lot about and you don't know a lot about from scratch. Something that I think would have normally taken me maybe weeks to do. And we're going to do it here in like under an hour. We're going to learn a bunch. So you can see I have no video editing skills, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make my window smaller here, put me in the corner. And so I've used a Charlotte Prezo here, and I think this is going to be especially helpful to some of my colleagues in the PhD program, but regardless, I think it's going to be helpful to everyone. So we're going to build an app with AI here. And so you can see here my advisor is Dr. Ahmed Helmi. Again, this is not an official piece of work here, but he's helped me a lot. And so the goals of today, we're going to build a small healthcare app from scratch, completely with AI. I say completely with AI. You might see me edit some code or talk about it a little bit, but we are going to use code today. We're going to learn some new tools to use, and you're going to be amazed whether you're a developer or not. I'm honestly kind of amazed. I do know a little bit because I've done this once or twice live, so I do kind of know what we're going to do here. And so what tools are we going to use? We're going to use ChatGPT. So you see I got ChatGPT up here. I'm running the 4.0. I do have a $20 a month plan. You could do some of this on the free plan, but you probably only get 20 queries. To be honest, if after you watch this video and you're not subscribing to a ChatGPT or a Claude, I just think you're going to be really left behind, especially if you're somebody who does work in front of a computer, not just a coder. I think all sorts of white-collar jobs, doctors, lawyers, accountants, serious competition on the way. And so we're going to use ChatGPT. We're going to use a code editor named Cursor. And so you can see what it looks like here. You could also just Google cursor.com. And it's an AI code editor. Again, you could download this and use it for free. You get 50 free calls. It's kind of like ChatGPT integrated into a code editor. And if you've never seen either of them, well, you're going to learn a lot today. And then we're going to use Python and Postman. Now, I'm not going to go into the details. If you're a Mac OS or Linux user, you should already have Python installed. You probably will need a package installer like pip or conda. That is outside the scope of this. I'm going to assume that you have the ability to install Python and some libraries. I might even show you some searches in ChatGPT to help you. And then we're going to make sure you have Postman. This is a tool for sending API requests. If you don't know what an API request is, it's an application programming interface commonly used by developers to interact with third parties. And we are going to make sure some of our stuff is interactable by a third party, I think. Depends how much time we have. I have no idea when we started this either, so maybe 10:53. And so a couple things that you need to know in the background. What is an EHR? A lot of you have probably heard this. Since we're going to build a healthcare app, if you go to a hospital, they're either going to use Epic, or you can see here Cerner. They're either going to use Epic or Cerner. Most likely there's Allscripts, there's Athena, there's a couple other ones. But essentially this is where all of your appointment scheduling happens. This is where your prescriptions happen, and like what medicines you're on, when you were on them, when you were prescribed, did you take them? Procedures, diagnosis, any scheduling with specialists, all your lab tests and results, all your signed medical documents, all your clinical notes. There is basically anything that you have ever done in your health life with this. And so this uses a protocol named HL7. And HL7, it's essentially a standardized method for pushing data between EHRs. And so thought process. I go to a hospital here in Charlotte, and then I go to one in Toledo. They don't share medical records, so they transfer them to one another, and the protocol they would use is HL7. This protocol does a whole bunch of things. We're going to look specifically at lab test results today. So the scenario we're going to think about is if we were integrating with a system, a third-party lab system that we would send out blood to, and then they would send back, these are your results that you've gotten back in. So we're going to focus on working with that data, and you're going to go, I don't know anything about HL7, and I don't know anything about EHRs. Like, how are we going to do this project? This is what's going to be really cool about ChatGPT. So with that, let's get started. So first thing we're going to do over here, let's go to ChatGPT and let's just ask it something about sort of HL7. Can you tell me a little bit about HL7 and specifically what a message looks like and an example of an HL7 message that is for lab test results. Cool. So can you tell me a little bit about it? I'm just going to see what it says here. Okay. So it's a set of international standards of exchange, integration, sharing, and retrieval of electronic health information, where it's going to give us some information about the structure. So it's plain text files composed of segments, where each segment starts with a 3-character code. Cool. Okay, so it's given us an example of an HL7 message for lab test results. It says that it's a ORU-R01. Who knows what that is? Let's see up here. The message type identified in the MSH. Okay, so this is basically saying that this is a header, and you can see what type of message it is. And here we go. The message for an observation result, the timestamp, the version. So it's telling us some things about the header, and it's telling us some things about, so I don't know a lot about HL7, but basically here's a header, and then this looks like some standard field, and then this looks like whoever ordered it, and then these look like the individual results of a test. So without being much, I'm going to say that this is a hemoglobin test and a white blood cell count and a platelets test. Let's see. Observation result. Each OBX represents a segment of one result. Cool. Okay, cool. So let's do this. We don't know anything about this. Let's use this message, and let's just make a simple web page to parse this. Cool. So a lot of you might not know too much about building a web page. I'm going to move me up here while we chat with this thing. Web pages are generally made like here. This is an HTML website. There's some other things involved, usually HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to make it feel really neat. And there's a whole bunch of libraries that you can use for these. We're going to use some of them. But first, let's ask ChatGPT just to make an HTML web page for us. That will have a text area, and a text area is a box like this. It takes in a bunch of text, not just one field, but it, like a paragraph or something. So it's going to take in a text area, and it's going to parse it and put it into some format. Let's give that a shot. So, can you make me an HTML, CSS? Well, it's just an HTML page that can take a HL7 message in a text area and parse it when a button is clicked and display the results of the parsing in a table. Please pay special attention to the fact there may be one or many OBX results. Use this message as our test. Okay, I'm just going to paste that in there. It is generating HTML code, which is just like unbelievably cool. I'm going to move this back down. Cool. Okay. Let's talk about this for a second. This is an HTML document. You can see in here in these style tags, this is called CSS. You could have it in a separate file or one file. Let's put it all together. And then you can see here in this script, this is called JavaScript. So it's made a web page with HTML and CSS and JavaScript off a single question prompt ask. Okay. So I'm going to open up my Finder here. And what we need to do is basically make a folder for all of the stuff that we're going to work on. So I'm going to make a new Finder folder. Oh, sorry. I'm going to make a new folder. And I'm going to name this Video Demo AI. Okay. And I'm going to come to Cursor here. And I'm assuming you've downloaded Cursor and installed it, but this will look like when I open it. I'm going to open the folder. And I'm just going to go open that folder that I did here. Boom. Okay, cool. And so this is our thing. It's a project. There's no files in it. This was where a file would be. I'm going to make a new file, and I'm going to name this index.html. And I'm going to copy and paste in everything that I just got there. That's it. Okay? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here in my folder, and all I'm going to do is double click it. That's pretty cool. That is a website. It's terrible looking. It has a text area. Cool. It has a parsed button. And it has parsed results. So let's try it out. Cool. All right. Okay. So it's really like parsed it really raw. It's parsed out every field of every header individually. I want something better. I also want it to look better. Like if you think about a modern website is not like it's gonna get smaller and bigger, which this is doing, but it just doesn't look very good. Okay, so let's try something new here. Okay, so ChatGPT has a bit. The above HTML is great, but can we use Bootstrap? And you're going to go, what's Bootstrap? This is a CSS library. If you look at the docs and examples, this is all built in Bootstrap. But like this header, you'll see a lot of web pages built in Bootstrap. It's a library that makes it so you don't have to write CSS all from scratch. There's a bunch of these. There's Tailwind and other ones. We're going to go here and just say, can we use Bootstrap to make the website responsive? And I don't want every field in one big table. I want a table that shows the key parts of the header in one section, and then the OBX results in another. Make sure to tell me passed or failed. Let's see what it gives me. Okay, it's going to edit it. Interesting. So we can see it's used Bootstrap, and it's got some other stuff. But you know what? Nothing better than just giving it a shot. So we're going to take here. Okay. Ooh, looks much better. Okay. There we go. Pass, pass, pass. So I can kind of tell from here that, just taking a look, see these Tech Center MB4, MT5. How does all that work? That's all bootstrap stuff. You don't have to worry about it too much. Let's make the, this is great. Can you please make the table use bootstrap and make the past or failed look bootstrappy? Cool. And so I had a talk with a friend of mine, Rowan, who is the CEO at Redis. And he said, you're going to speak to this stuff in natural language. You're not going to need to know CSS. And I didn't get it the first time, but you're going to see here in a second. All right. Let's see what it did here. Again, we're just going to copy and paste, pull it up, save it, then we're going to open it. Okay. That did not make it much more bootstrappy. All right. Let's try a new one here. Okay. Let's pause and making it look better. Let's, okay. So one thing that's really neat, you can attach a file. Ooh, not that one. Oop. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's probably not going to like that. Let's just do this again. Okay. This is over here. Go back to the conversation that we were having. Awesome. Okay. Let's do this. Let's pull it up in Cursor, and let's show you what Cursor works. So Cursor, kind of the same deal. You can come over here and say, okay, can you please add a header with a logo for you? Okay. Check this out. So it's going in here and it's actually making the changes live to the file. And it's telling me the same thing it did. And I'm just going to accept them all. I'm going to save it. Who knows? Let's see. Okay. So it added a drop down, like I said, and it tried to add a Charlotte logo. Let's see here. UNC Charlotte logo. Go to images. Okay, let's see this. Yeah. I like it. Okay, check this out. So we're going to take this guy, right? So this is the image. And if we go in here somewhere, you can see that that image wasn't showing up. Then close that for a second. Tried to take it from here. Why didn't that work? Oh, it's because this is HTTPS and we are using HTTP. So here's what we do. We're going to take this. We're going to download it. This. I do not know why it won't let me download it. All right. Long and short, though, it's it's a reference issue. The logo's not displaying here because I'm not opening this in HTTPS, and this logo is. And so we'll move it at the end of the file. So this is cool. So we got these options. They don't do anything yet. But what we're going to do is we're going to make this thing a little back end that's going to make it so that when we select one of these, it automatically populates an HL7 message in here, and then we're going to be able to parse it and get our information back. So let's try this. So what we're going to do here, let's ask ChatGPT. Okay, what is a good lightweight framework for making API backends in Python? Fast API. Okay. Alternative, Flask, Bottle, Sanic. Okay. Can you make me a small, fast API application that will look in a folder for files in it? And present those files back as an array, such as file 1, file 2. Okay. So essentially what I've done here, I've asked this thing to make me a Python, small little Python app, real small. And see, look it's telling me I've got to save this in a file named main.py. All right, let's do that. Let's do main.py. Okay, cool. I've got to install uvicorn. I've done that. I've got to create a folder named files. Let's make a fake file here. File 1, file 2. Okay, made some files. And in both of these, let's put my HL7 message. Just for, actually, we'll keep file 2 blank. Okay. I've done that. Oh no, what's it telling me? It tells me I need to run this thing. Okay. Let's try that. AD doc. Okay, I'm going to go there. And then this thing was named, what did I name this project? Video. Cool. Okay, I ran it. It says to do this. Okay, not found. That's not found. Okay, hold on. It's actually /files. See here? Get /files. I don't know much about this framework, but cool. Now, here's where this comes in. So what we've done is we have made a small little API that hypothetically our front end could pull in to get these files. So what we're going to do here is I wanted to show you guys Postman just to show you how this works. Yeah, that's fine. So this is a get. So I could just do something like get, pop it in. And look, I get back just a little JSON array of this, okay? So now, this is really easy. Okay, cool. Okay. I'm going to upload from this. I'm going to give it my HTML. Can you please... Okay, can you please change the index.html to use the files API that we just built? So this is going in here and it's basically saying, look, I wonder for the record if I can, just why this generates. So basically I'm saying, instead of just randomly picking values, so it's going to try and fetch from the backend we just wrote and use that as the names for our files. Okay, so this has been done. We're going to take this. We're going to go to our index again. Boop, 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 boop. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to save this. You see here, let's see what happens. Okay, error loading files. Interesting. Let's go to a console and see what it says. Why doesn't right-click work with this thing? I want to view, well, I want to view source. I'm really not sure why right click doesn't work. It has to be something to do with the fact that I'm recording somehow. Let's try this. Aha. Okay. If we take a look here, what does it say? It says it has been blocked by a CORS policy. I don't know. I mean, I know what it is, but let's see what ChatGPT says. Like, let's just see here. If you look here, see, it is trying to get them. Now, I just asked it if it could, I gave it the error message. I said, can you please fix this for CORS? So you won't know this, but CORS is basically a security thing for disallowing requests from places you don't want them to come. And so it makes total sense that we got stopped. That is the wrong browser. We're going to do this. Cool. Let's go in here. Easy. Okay, cool. And just out of curiosity, I wonder if there is a non-HTTPS logo here. Let's just see. There is not. Okay, we're going to restart this app. Ooh, and look at, see, it took in our files. And so that worked. We solved it. Now we get this. Let's just change it a little bit to take the content out of one of these files and put it in this box. So, okay, so this works. Can you make it so that when I select the file in the dropdown. It pulls the content of the file out and places it in the text area. Please make sure to give me the updates to the front end and the back end. Okay, so first, it's giving me the back end. So super important. It has added where? Okay. This is a new interface, so now it has overwritten my stuff. So let's see here. So it gave me a front end and a back end, but then it overwrote my back end. The one thing about these AI tools is they totally change. This is great. Okay. So I want to see, Oh, see, that's terrible. Okay, so what I learned from that. Okay, so it kept it in memory, so that's good. So let's just do this. We're going to snag the back end. Okay. Okay, then we're going to restart that. And it's really important to test this stuff one at a time. And so I've restarted that. I've put it in here. But let's see, the new one, it says files, file name. So let's test it, right? So file still works. Can I do? There you go. That one's got the content that comes back. And remember, this second one is blank, so it should have nothing. Boom. Great. Okay. So the back end looks great. Let's grab this one. Here. There we go. Check that out. It works. We're going to parse it. Ooh, see? Look at this. So it's coming in with quotes. Oh, see, look at, because you can see it's adding the quotes here on the API. Oh, let's see here. Okay, so let's just go. Just to test our own coding, let's just see here. Let's see here. Tells me what it did, but sometimes I'm more just interested to see if it works. Okay. Oh, I see. It's JSONifying it. Let's see. Okay, so let's do this. Let's make it return. It's hard to explain, but it's returning just a fragment. So instead, okay. So instead, we're going to have this return into something that's a better format. You'll see here, hopefully. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to take this. Okay. Okay, so now this is a proper JSON. And so now we'll just ask it. Oh no. Did we lose our chat GPT? See, now you can see it's using the data.content field, so I think we're going to be better here. Boom. Boom. Okay. Let's just try and make this one more time. Nice responsive header logo. Let's not do this. Oh, see, this is why it's not letting me download. I can't right click. I can't explain it, but long and short, I was going to fix the logo. I did want to do this though. Okay, we're getting some styling here. So please make the table display passed or failed with a green or red tag that says the word and the obexual. Can't you style them a bit nicer? So we're getting towards the end here. I just wanted to see if we could make it look a little nicer. Okay. Let's see what this did. Oh, there's our nice little pass veil. Okay, I think this is getting pretty much towards the end of what I wanted to show today. Man, let me just do one more. Cool. It added font awesome. It added some stuff there for a footer. Let's try it. Oh, I got a footer there. Make sure the footer is always stuck to the bottom. We want that guy to float, right? Ooh, sweet. All right. And just because I can't help it in my life, I need to. Yes. You don't know what you're doing, don't say. There you go. Make sure it's still working the same. Did I break it? Nope. I was just going to do this and then do... I can't believe I can't get another one. Ah! And then, if we just come to here... Ta-da! We have a logo. Oh, let's see. Yeah, you get the point. All right. Well, I hope that was really useful. As you can see here, in about only 45 minutes, we've built ourselves a web page that parses HL7 messages and brings them in from files and does all sorts of cool stuff. So good luck. Have fun building.